lot to unpack. Damian Lillard went off about the whole potential to bring the season back, and basically he said something that was highly intelligent and highly competitive. He said he would be willing to come back if they're going to do a playoff seeding, sort of like how I said it several videos ago, where teams that are 7 through 12, they hash it out. They get the remaining 7th and 8th spot. And then, so there's like a little mini playoff, and then the regular playoffs begin. But according to Dame, if they're going to just sit around, play a couple of regular season meaningless games, and an abbreviated season, and then go ahead and go to the playoffs, and he can't get a piece of that, he's just going to sit on the bench the whole rest of the season. You got to like his competitive nature, his spirit, man. Like, Dame is the kind of guy where if a game is garbage, he'll want to get subbed out. He's the kind of guy where if teams are chops, he'll want to make them more even. Dame is a man of the people. He is not one of those people where it's like crab in the barrel mentality. He wants everybody to win. He wants it all to make sense for everybody. The fans, the players. Because it's true. It's like, why complete the season when you could go straight into the postseason? You guys are already late. Seeding has not already been settled, and a lot of teams, like the Portland Trailblazers, who are trying to make it up on the back end, had a slow start. I think even the Houston Rockets had a slow start, trying to make it up in the back end. Now they're like, some of them are out of the playoffs. Like, some of the best teams out of the playoffs, some of the best players out of the playoffs, without completing a whole 82-game season. It doesn't make sense at all. I love Dame for what he said. Guys, this dream team, who held Isiah Thomas off of the dream team thing, is getting way out of hand. They got audio now of Michael Jordan supposedly saying that if Isiah Thomas doesn't play, if Isiah plays, he's not going to play.
In the Last Dance, that he didn't have any specific involvement in blocking Isiah Thomas from being on the legendary Dream Team. Well, audio has surfaced from an old interview in which MJ says straight up he told 1992 Olympic Selection Committee member Rod Thorne he's out of it if Thomas makes the team. Here's the quote from Jack McCollum's The Dream Team tapes. He said, Rod Thorne called me. I said, Rod, I won't play if Isiah Thomas is on the team. He assured me. He said, you know what? Charles Barkley doesn't want Isiah. So Isiah is not going to be part of the team.
They called me to ask me to play. Rod Thorne called me and said, Rod, I won't play with Isiah Thomas on the team. He assured me, he said, you know what? Chuck doesn't want Isiah. So Isiah's not going to be a part of the team.
If you didn't hear, he said, I don't want to play if Isiah Thomas is on the team.
I try to listen to audio multiple times. The thing I keep coming up with is not 100% clear, and what was said, it almost sounds like somebody's kind of telling a story. But he did say, I don't want Isiah Thomas or something like that. And then he says, you know what, Chuck doesn't want him. And they're talking about not Chuck Daly, they're talking about apparently Charles Barkley. The thing about this story is, I'm going to just keep it funky with you guys. Whether Mike said it or not, Mike was not the only guy that didn't want Isiah Thomas to play. That's something that we have to keep in mind. We have to understand it.
It wasn't really all Jordan's fault. I keep telling people that Jordan was one of the people that led the charge. Like, I don't want to play with him anyway. Jordan was showing the list and was like, no, because they had already told him, like, we're not really in favor of Isiah Thomas being on the team anyway. So if that was one of the problems, don't worry about that. So like Michael said, this came from higher up than him, that Isiah Thomas wouldn't be on the team.
And here's the thing. Let's just say Mike doesn't play on the Dream Team. Mike competed on the Olympic teams multiple times. So he already had gold medals. So if he wanted to sit out, fine. We could have won a gold medal without Michael Jordan. If everybody's thinking what they're saying and they're looking at the audio, and they're like, well, hey, he said that he's a mastermind. He blackballed Isiah Thomas out of everything. He can't be the only one, guys. Because Chuck Daly was the coach, was Isiah Thomas's coach. So Chuck Daly could have been like, yo, F what Mike talking about. We kicked his ass back in the day before Pippen got here. Put my boy on the team. Let Mike walk. We don't care about that. So I don't know whether it's just like a business decision or whatever. But see, it gets even more insidious. See, this is what I like. I like all of this. I like all this theories. I like the audio. Because Chuck Daly didn't say anything. Rod Thorne was taking Michael Jordan position. Now there's, the reporter comes out and says, hey, Rod Thorne called me and said, Mike said that, he ain't playing if Isiah Thomas is playing, and guess what? Charles don't want him either. Okay, guess what, guys? John Sally, who played with both Mike and played with Isiah Thomas, good friends with both, really good with both. You know what he says? He says that Magic Johnson blocked Isiah Thomas from coming on the team.
But Magic's documentary, Magic says, because he was upset with Isiah, Magic said he blocked it. Michael doesn't have, okay. Michael doesn't even talk. See, that's another thing. The things that are different now is Michael didn't have conversations about that. What time we play. He's introvert.
Okay. Put him in charge to run his celebrity luncheon he had. Isiah was the main speaker. He invited Isiah to be the main speaker. A month later, 2 months later, he comes out with this book talking about he was the one responsible for keeping Isiah off the dream team.
That's why, and to me, this makes a lot more sense. It makes sense that, let's just say Mike didn't want him on there. Let's just take that position. Let's just say Mike was lying in his documentary. He had a lot of autonomous power and he controlled everything. It also makes sense that other people didn't want Isiah to play either. Because remember, Isiah and Magic fell out, and when they came back and they did the interview, when they made up, it seems they were crying over something much deeper, cut much deeper.
But you are my brother. Let me apologize to you if I hurt you, that we haven't been together. And God is good to bring us back together. All right? I know, man. It hurt me too. Come here, man.
So maybe when they had their rift, Magic went ahead and followed Jordan's lead. Like, hey, yeah, I don't want him either. But John Sally, friends of both, he can attest to this. He said that Mike loved everything about the Pistons, everything, because he was trying to aspire to be like them. I know everything was a bad taste in his mouth when he didn't get a handshake. But this lends credence to this. Mike was the only guy that didn't want him on the team. Of course, he basically caught up in a lie. If the audio, if we're taking audio in perfect context, if this is exactly verbatim what he said, and he wasn't like saying a story like, these guys are trying to say this, and because we just got like a little split screen of the audio. You guys listen for yourself and tell me. But it also lends credence to this, guys. Other people did not want him on the team, because I know as great as Michael Jordan is and everything like that, if the goal was the gold medal, they could always plug somebody else in to win a gold medal. They didn't need Mike to do that. They didn't need him to do that. I know like they lost to some professionals, but the whole team was professionals at the time. So then you could have Isiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. You don't have Mike, but then you got Scottie Pippen. You got other guys. So there's more to the story. I don't think we'll ever get a clear-cut response. And I think people are trying to say this audio is clear-cut definitive, but there's too many contradicting stories, which basically tells me that there's a lot more people that didn't want Isiah to play. It's not just Jordan that didn't want him to play. There's a lot more people. Scottie didn't want him to play.
I don't respect him, so I don't have anything to say about the guy. Don't nobody know who he is anyway. So
I got you. I got it.
What am I going to say?
Magic had something to do with it.
Put him in charge to run his celebrity luncheon he had. Isiah was the main speaker. He invited Isiah to be the main speaker. A month later, 2 months later, he comes out with this book talking about he was the one responsible for keeping Isiah off the dream team. It's ridiculous and disrespectful to this man's legacy.
Maybe Larry had something to do with it. Because remember, Larry and Pistons had a lot of bad blood. So, guys, this thing is a lot more insidious than we think. Hoops Junction with Hoops Me Tupla. Like, comment, subscribe.